Coming to you live from Nashville. Welcome to the Green Room with Jade Million. Today I have an amazing guest here, guys. This is What's Her Name? You heard me right. What's her name? And I have to tell you something so funny, which I'm sure you get all the time. I met What's Her Name through Becca, and Becca is my assistant. And what would you say that Becca is towards you?
She started as my social media manager,
Okay.
And now she's my brain.
Period.
I have a team of two. It's me and her
Yes,
against
girl,
the world.
Literally.
She's like my manager when I need her to be.
Yeah.
She's
Oh my
like,
God.
We do strategy. Like, she's just like my partner in crime. I love her.
I mean, you explained my exact
relationship
with
she's
her.
my brain.
I just posted something about her birthday, and I said the same thing. I was like, this girl is a jack of all trades. Like, she
Everything
is incredible.
Yeah.
And we'll get more into her, but really quickly, I just have to say, she'll talk about you to me, and she'll be like, and what's her name? And I'm like,
who?
I'm like,
That's the gag.
It doesn't register to me at first, and now I'm like, okay, it's sick. But yeah, so we know each other through Becca. Becca connected us, and like I said, I hired Becca to be my assistant probably like 4 months ago at this point.
Okay.
I was looking for an executive assistant, and I mean, the way that she has just like exceeded all of my expectations.
I love that.
I'm just blown away by her, like, on the daily. And everyone that I work with that meets her is like, she's incredible. And I'm like, I know. She was the first person that I interviewed. And I was like, you.
Oh my God. I remember her telling me that, actually.
Yep.
And yeah, she's just the best, honestly. I think at this point for me and her, we've had like kind of a journey. So before I was What's Her Name, I was Jordan Michelle.
Okay.
And I had a makeup brand called By Jordan Michelle, which actually still exists.
Got it.
But we keep talking about this. I haven't posted on that social media channel in over 2 years, but I still get orders from TikTok Shop, which we love.
Fire.
We love. So I actually brought her on to help me with social media for that.
Okay.
And so we really got to know each other. And then I took like 2 years off of everything, music, basically my whole life when my dad passed away in 2023. So we started working together probably like 4 months before that. And then we kind of picked it back up with this new project, but like maybe a year before, because I was like, maybe I'll still do By Jordan Michelle. And then I was like, no, let's go back to the music.
Yes. And What's Her Name is an artist, guys, if you didn't pick that up. You're a music artist.
Yes.
And where are you based out of?
I'm based out of LA.
Okay. She's
But
an LA
very
girl.
important, I'm from New York.
She's from New York. The Knicks are playing soon. She's excited, guys.
We're excited.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, so I mean, you just said so many things that I'm excited to dive in, on. First of all, TikTok Shop. I just want to let you know that like my game plan for 2026 is to start doing TikTok Shop.
Okay, as you should.
Because I live stream right now on TikTok. That's like my main way that I support my music career.
Really?
Oh yeah.
We need to talk about that because I'm so bad at going live.
You would crush it, honestly. I can already tell. Like, if you're someone with a good, strong personality, and obviously, like, you're beautiful, you're fun to look at, you will kill. And you're a music artist, people love it. But I will say, I've been live streaming for going on like 4 years now, and I'm always going to do it. But, it's very up and down, and like having that as my only thing sometimes is a little bit difficult.
But I feel like it's not your only thing.
It is my only thing when it comes to like income and supporting my life.
Really?
I mean, I make money off my streams for music, but like, how it is. I mean,
like, do we?
Like, barely.
Yeah.
So I really want to have another, thing that
Of course.
do. And I'm very like into social media and influencing. And I really could see myself kind of being, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And I feel like an amazing way to kind of like fast track brand deals is just doing TikTok Shop. And I'm such a beauty girl, like products, clothes, everything. I feel like my friends are always asking me, what products are you using or where's that from? And I'm like, I should just be posting this on TikTok Shop.
So what's funny? Like probably a year before I like picked my music project back up, when I was still sort of like floating around, I was like, Honestly, you ate with this.
Guys, I made us cucumber lime martinis.
And they're so good. Cheers.
She was a bartender and she says they're amazing. Okay. I mean, look at the color. I used my juicer for the first time in like 5 months.
And look at this. Oh my God, you juiced? I thought you muddled. I'm impressed.
I juiced. And you know what's funny about the juicer? I was thinking about this while I was doing this. I was like, I never use this, but when I do, I'm so happy that I have a juicer. Because like for cocktails.
Maybe I should get a juicer.
Buy it from TikTok Shop. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so TikTok Shop. So my mom's a dermatologist. I grew up, like, I always wanted to have a skincare brand. I've always been passionate, immersed in just like skincare, beauty. I've always loved it. I grew up with it. And so when I wasn't doing music and like when I was kind of like, okay, I can get back into maybe just like focusing on By Jordan Michelle and just, you know, getting some income going. We were getting so much traction like on the page, but we weren't necessarily making sales. And that was when I decided to go back to my personal brand because I was like, well, doing a beauty brand right now on social media, I'm limited to just makeup. Yeah. Whereas like in my regular life, not necessarily on the internet, once a day I get asked for my skincare routine. I get asked what do you recommend? What does your mom recommend? Because by proxy, I'm a dermatologist. Yes, of course. So that was when I was like, well, let's just get back into lifestyle on TikTok. And then, you know, once I was like, all right, it's music time, I like changed the name and confused everyone.
You changed your name to
What's Her Name?
Yes. Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, you remind me already just of me. Like, I feel like I love both worlds. And I do feel like, you know, in the current climate, it's so amazing because we really can do whatever the fuck we want. You're independent, right? Yeah. Okay, you're independent. So am I. And I feel like, you know, being independent just turns you into a natural hustler. Like, 100%. I am always looking for ways to support my career. And I'm interested to just hear, like, how do you get started? How do you support your independent career? And, you know, just tell us like how you're doing your career right now.
Oof. Okay. So, first of all, being an independent artist, I mean, it's literally just being an entrepreneur.
100%.
And to be an entrepreneur, you just need to do whatever to make it work.
Yep.
And so basically I'll start from like the Jordan Michelle era to present day.
Please.
So, I was bartending.
Where?
There's a place in Marina Del Rey. I won't name the place because it ended in a lawsuit.
Oh.
So basically what had happened was I had this horrible, horrible breakup. Right around that time, they had switched management. That manager went from like me making a lot of money there to them being like, pull your tips. And all of a sudden I was like barely getting by.
Pulling the tips.
Yeah, it was the worst. Then I cut myself on the job. And I had to go get stitches. And I was like, hey, how do I get reimbursed for these stitches?
Of course.
And they, in writing, said, take it out of your sick pay. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I have that in writing. So I start looking for a workers' comp lawyer. And then this same manager straight up hated me because I was pretty. Like,
Was it a woman?
It was a woman. And she just made my life hell there. And I was like, I am not making enough money for y'all to be coming at me like this. So in looking for a workers' comp attorney, I find all of these other things that they are doing that make me basically entitled to compensation. So the timing makes me believe that there is a God because this is July. I'm starting to build a case. My dad dies suddenly in October, like out of nowhere.
I just got chills.
It was crazy too because he came to visit me in July in LA. I had just moved into my apartment, which right before that, I had moved 4 times in 6 months because this was post-breakup. It was awful. And he came towards the end of my shift to just like wait for me. He had a drink with his friend and he was like, you're just too smart and talented to be doing this for this little money. And I, at the time, was like, you don't get it, Dad. This is just what I have to do. Ended up, like, when my dad died, they contacted me 4 times that week to be like, do you need coverage on Wednesday? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So basically I had my lawyer quit for me and I, thank God, got a bag. I didn't have to work for a year. And my dad had an investment property in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Which I basically now manage.
Incredible.
So it was like very written in the stars.
Yeah.
And it was like really beautiful that my dad, and he didn't leave it to me. He left it to my mom, and my mom basically let me manage it.
That's
and
amazing.
So that's how I pay my bills.
Yeah. Girl, you're living my dream.
Honestly, it was the most beautiful thing, because I was like, if I go back to this bar and someone, because when my dad died, my fuse was this short. Like, it fucked me up. And I was just like, heads will roll if, not only if management comes at me, but if some dickhead customer comes in and they're like talking down to me because their calamari's cold. Like, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically it right now. And then whatever side hustle job, like I work reception at a trade show a few times a year. Like, kind of whatever needs to happen. The occasional brand deal, the occasional video that does well on TikTok shop, the occasional sales on By Jordan Michelle. Like really wherever it comes from.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, you're preaching to the choir. You know what's so crazy about the investment property thing? Like, that's obviously my goal. I think our goal as an independent artist is to be able to pour as much of ourselves into our career. And 100%. Sometimes that hustling and that grinding can really mess with our creativity. I just did an episode on this, and it's so crazy that you brought up the service industry thing, because I was like in a bit of a rough position like a couple weeks ago. I just paid for like so much, you know how it is, like so much music stuff, and just
really get it.
Signed myself up for just a little too many things at once, for my career. And I literally was like, I think I'm gonna go get a waitressing job, because I can't handle the amount of pressure that comes with having to fully support myself off of my art. But even you saying that, like, there's a switch that happens when you leave the service industry, because I was in the service industry when I moved here, and I think that I forget the reality of it. Like, it drains you more than anything else, especially when your heart is in your art, and it's like, sure, if I wasn't doing music, I would probably honestly be bottling, like, of course. My mind's where the money is, I'm like, I would be bottling 100%. Down at fucking Barstool or something. And it's like, in my head sometimes I'm like, is that a better option? Because at least, I have something secure enough and I could go in and just focus on that. But at the end of the day, I think that would really take me even further back away. And I totally get what you're saying about, like, I have a short fuse naturally. So, like, I don't know.
The customer is not always right.
Yeah, no, like, I just give so much credit to my best friend. She works down at Tootsie's, and like, they pull tips too. And she deals with a lot of bullshit that I'm like, if I had to deal with that bullshit and then on top of it deal with the everyday stresses of being an artist, I don't know.
I think the one thing that people really don't realize is, well, it's two things actually. One, how hard the service industry really is.
Totally.
Like, people think that it's just like, oh, like, why should I tip? Like, you're just doing. It is one of the hardest jobs. Physically, emotionally. Like, I've had stress dreams about being a server. But
to this day, I do. I'm like, I forgot the ranch in my dream. Like, it's like I forgot somebody's ranch.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But then also, actually, a friend of mine who lives here, she's a rock artist, and she was saying, because she just got done with tour, and she was like, we were just talking about like what our day-to-day looks like.
Yeah.
And when she's like not on tour, not that like we don't grind it out, but like we need the downtime.
Yeah.
Because the art actually just like, it requires so much.
Yes.
Because it's not just like, okay, we made the song and then we shoot a video. It is all consuming.
Oh yeah.
And so like those two things together, like, and you don't really realize it until you leave the service industry, which I was in my entire life since I was 14.
Right.
Literally until 3 years ago when I quit this job. And I actually really love it when I love it. But
yes.
It's really bad when it's bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just kind of like, now I just can't see myself going back.
I know. That's what I'm in the same exact boat. I'm like, I said, I think I even do romanticize bottle serving, like, because I look at the girls, I'm like, they get to look cute, like they get to make high tips, but in reality it's like, do I want to be there till 4 a.m.? Do I want to deal with people like low-key sexually assaulting me? Like, people feel like they could just touch you and grab you and pull you and
they're drunk.
Yep.
And also, this is the other thing about being specifically a singer or songwriter. like, not only do you need the body and the brain functioning, but like if you've got like a sore throat,
yep,
you're done.
Oh yeah. You know,
Like-
that's actually why I quit my waitressing job. I was working at Zany's Comedy Club, which honestly was a great experience just because it was so cool to see comedy every night. But I will never forget my final straw, you know, on top of the fact that I was partying until like 4 a.m. with everybody, sleeping till 3, 4 p.m., getting up, showering, going to work every day. But I got asked to do a gig and my voice was gone from the being out, being up late, partying.
Screaming.
Yeah, like yelling over crowds. And I was like, and I could barely do the gig. And I was like, I did not move to Nashville to not
Work
be
at a comedy
able.
club.
Yeah, and also just to not be able to do what I came here to do,
Right.
you know? So I took a huge risk by leaving, but it ended up, like you said, kind of working out very, just, I think the universe really had my back because it was like 100%. I quit just having one gig downtown, and then literally the week that I decided to quit my job, I had this one gig and a booker walked into the bar and he was like, hey, like, are you playing anywhere else? You sound amazing. Hired me for 3 more regular gigs.
There we
and
go.
I was like, okay. So that's when I kind of started shifting things and moving into the music full time.
Yeah, I mean, I really, like, you said it so perfectly, like, when it's written in the stars, because I feel like I never would have had the balls to just leave that job, even though I was not making good money towards the end.
Right.
And, like, the fact that I got injured, the fact that, like, my dad passed away, the fact that, like, he left something that was still producing income. Like, just there were so many things that fell into place there. And obviously, like, in no way, shape, or form am I like, oh, thank God my dad died so that I don't have to work in service. But, like, I just couldn't have made that up.
Right. I think that happened because of the amount of pain that you obviously had to go through with losing him so suddenly. It's kind of like, you know, the universe did you a bit of a favor there.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what it felt like to me. I'm like, thank God I don't have to work there while I'm going through this.
Right.
And even taking it a step further, like, thank God I was not still looking for a home. Thank God I was not still with my shitty ex when my dad died. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I would have died.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So this shitty, you know, ex and relationship, Becca kind of filled me in. And when I'm asking questions today, just know that Becca kind of did give me a little bit of a brief. She said that you had a really difficult relationship. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, it was someone who was helping you in your career too, right? Mm-hmm. So this topic is so interesting to me because I can relate in some ways where we end up, like, in my past, you know, I would fall for people who were almost in a bit of like a power position in my head, even if they really weren't, right? It was just like somebody who would be like coming in and being like, I see you, I believe in you, I'm gonna help you. Yeah. And then it becomes this, like, there was always this level of attraction there, and it becomes a very strange dynamic, and it does get like a bit of a power play and kind of manipulation. And I'd never been in like a full serious relationship in those situations, but, you know, I'd gotten close, and those ones fucked me up more than anything because not only was it a weird and, like, you know, kind of unfair dynamic, but I also felt like I lost somebody who promised me the world in the ways that meant the most to me. You know, they said that they believed in me and they saw my talent and they were going to be with me till the end and all these things. And when Becca told me that it was someone who was kind of creative directing you, I was like, girl, I have been there. And maybe not to the degree that you have, but I just know, like, I know that feeling.
I think it's hard at any degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Was he a narcissist?
Yes. I believe that, yes.
You know, I never even really knew that word before this man came into my life. And boy, do I feel like I could write a dissertation on it. Yeah. And it was interesting because it wasn't like control in the classical sense of like, do as I say and, you know, don't wear this outfit and don't talk to people. Like, it was actually almost the opposite. It was like encouraging me to slide into everyone's DMs. Wow. And like putting me out there, of course, as a reflection of him. Yep. But the control came from more of like you need me. and
Yes.
you cannot do this without me.
Right.
But in that same way, it was the first time I had felt seen by someone. And honestly, it took a very long time for me to climb out of that. Not even like, because we had broken up and I had realized like what a monster.
Yeah.
But there was a part of me, because so much had happened. Like the first few months after the breakup, I was still powering through, even though I was moving every 6 weeks, just trying to like prove to myself that I don't need this person. And then it got to a place where I was so burnt out, working at this bar, just trying to get by. Like, and I don't know if you've ever, like, you know, the term survival mode.
Oh, yeah.
But the way that I heard it said, because I was like, why can't I write a fucking song? But if survival mode is you being chased by a bear and your body doesn't know the difference, it's just survival mode.
Yeah.
Would you sit down and write a song if you're being chased by a fucking bear? No.
Yeah.
So, of course you can't when you're just trying to like stay afloat. So, you know, I got into a new relationship like almost a year later. Felt like so emotionally safe. Everything is, you know, like my dad's passed away. The healing has begun. What a mess. And then there was still, as I was starting to like crawl back into music, there was still a part of me that was like really discouraged and really like, maybe I really do need him.
Yeah.
Because he's the only person who ever saw me.
Right.
And now we're past that. Thank God. But it's really crazy like how it just gets into like your DNA, like all the way into like your neural pathways, like everything.
No, it's truly, it is like coming off of heroin. Like it's truly, it is really, really difficult to kind of untangle that. When you got into your new relationship, did you feel like the waves of grief of that other one would kind of hit you in these random times and you'd be like, I thought that I was over this, but I'm not?
But it's funny because I'm actually so glad you asked me that, because I was over it as far as like, I do not love this person. He almost doesn't even feel like a person. Yeah. But like it's like the grief of like who you thought they were, who they sold you on. And it's interesting because actually this came up in a conversation. It's actually what I will be writing about this week in one of these sessions, because it like just occurred to me. Someone who we both know, like we were going to be in a situation where I was going to have to be around him and one of the women he cheated on me with. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And they kind of came at me in this like, well, it's been so long, you have a new boyfriend, like, aren't we over it by now? And I'm like, put me in a room with all of my other ex-boyfriends at the same time making out with their wives and girlfriends. I'm good. Right. It's not that I still care about this person, it's that this person was my abuser and he does not get access to me. I do not want to see the person who, of course, you know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, I still have feelings, I'm not over it, because I'm over it, and I was over it. It's just like, I don't know that I ever will be over what you did to me. Of course. It's not like, oh, time's passed, time heals. It's like, go fuck yourself, you're a monster. Yeah.
Also, it's like, you don't need to disturb your current peace by bringing that energy back into your life.
1000%. And especially, so the last time I saw him, which was the first time since the breakup, we were in an environment where everyone had my back. And so he had no choice but to come, tail between his legs, apologize. The moment this man has the upper hand, and has that opportunity to make me uncomfortable, he will take it. Yes. Yeah, he knows how to do that. Yeah, and like that apology that I got, it was bullshit. Right. It was what he needed to say in that moment. And that's it. And I said that to him when he apologized to me. I'm like, I wish that this would give me any version of closure, but what you say means nothing. Right, right. Because like, if you meet someone tomorrow who's never met me and they say, why did your relationship end? He's not telling them the truth. Yeah, yeah. That I was a piece of shit and I laid hands on her and I was verbally abusive and mentally abusive and cheated on her a bunch and gaslit her for it. Like, no. Yeah. That's not the story they're getting.
How long were you in this relationship with him?
3 years. Wow. But we were also a COVID relationship. So we met.
Trauma bond.
Oh, girl. We met right before lockdown. And he was in LA. I was actually living in New York at the time. And we like had this whirlwind romance. I went to LA to quarantine with him.
You know what's so weird? I also went to LA to quarantine with my ex-boyfriend.
No, not this one, like the shitty one?
No.
Okay.
Those guys I was talking about, by the way, they were not ever like my for real boyfriend. Yeah. It was more of like a situationship.
Sometimes those hurt the worst.
Dude, I'm like, I mean,
they shouldn't, but they do.
At the time, you know, now I look back and I'm like, babe, like, come on. But like at the time, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, this was a boyfriend I dated for a few years. But it's just funny because I literally flew to LA to like quarantine. That's so funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So, okay. So there was abuse.
Yeah.
There was cheating.
Yeah.
But
you know what's crazy too is that like, so for the first year we were together, it was like 2020 into 2021 when we were in lockdown. So once like the world started to open up and I started to get that like, I'm uncomfortable, I feel like something's going on. I felt so dependent on this person, which is funny because he wasn't even financially supporting me.
Right.
But B, it was also like, I would talk myself out of it. Like, oh, girl, you have trust issues. Yep. Like, he's not like that. But, like, of course he didn't cheat on me the first year we were together. Right. Where was he going to fucking go?
Right.
We were in lockdown.
Yeah.
So I feel like I didn't get, like, the actual him for the first year.
Of course.
Well, and I feel like that's, like, the narcissist 101. It's like, let's sell this dream for a good 6 months so that when they start acting out and start fighting with you and cheating on you, they can actually be like, well, that's who I am. You made me this way. Yeah. And they make you feel like you did something to like lose this love.
Yeah. That was never really there.
Yeah.
How did you find out that he cheated on you the first time?
It's a crazy story. So I was in Vegas for Life is Beautiful.
Okay.
Watching my favorite band, Green Day.
Oh, I love that.
I see his location, he's at a bar, and I'm trying to be like, girl, he's just at a bar, it's fine. And our friend was staying with him at our house.
Girl or boy?
Boy.
Okay.
And I get a drunk call from him, my ex, at like 3 a.m, and I'm like so happy that he's like drunk and thinking of me. As he should. He's my boyfriend. And then but he's like incoherent. And then I see his location, he's home, and I'm like, oh, good. Then at like maybe an hour later, I get a call from the friend, and he goes, his name is a fucking dick. And I'm like, what's going on? And no, I actually didn't even say what's going on. I think I directly said, did he cheat on me?
Yeah.
And he goes, kind of. And I was like, what does that mean? Long story short, he was making out with some girl at the bar. Then I check his location. He's in West Hollywood. And we have cameras. So I literally have footage of him leaving.
What the fuck?
And he obviously denied everything. The next day, I was like, where are you? He goes, I'm in bed. I was like, well, I have your location. You're not home. He immediately turns off his location, doesn't answer me for like 4 hours.
No.
This was an interesting moment, though, because I was like, this man's going to lie through his teeth. I've never said this on the record. Well, oh well, here we are. I was about to put out my first single as Jordan Michelle. And at this moment, I'm like, I need him.
Yeah.
Do I want to ruffle these feathers right now?
Damn.
So I pretended not to know.
You know what, though? I think a lot of girls can relate to that.
It was really sad. And like, I felt like I was living a double life. Like, because when I was with him, because obviously also he just cheated on me. So he's back to being the perfect, amazing.
Right. He's giving you everything you want. So did you end things with him? Or did he end it?
Oh, well, it went like this. I found out again he had cheated on me. And this time he had a company Christmas party. This party was in New York.
Okay.
We are still living in LA. He's doing a bi-coastal thing.
Okay.
Living a double life.
Yeah.
And so
makes it really easy for him. He
comes home for the holidays. We're so excited. I decorated the whole home myself. I don't do that.
Right.
We were just so happy he was going to be home. And then he picks a fight with me. We went to a Christmas party when he got home, picks a fight with me, which is like what he did when he was drinking. I looked through his phone, but not even to look for a woman. I looked to see if he was talking shit about me to anybody. So I type in my name. Yeah. And I basically find him asking for an alibi. And
holy shit.
So he like had basically slept with like his intern, but he tried denying it still. And at this point, I'm like devastated. Like, I don't want this to happen over the holidays. I'm like still fighting for that last iota of trying to believe him.
Yeah. Hope is a hell of a drug.
He goes back to New Jersey after the holidays, and one of my best friends sees him on Bumble, which he still tries to deny, by the way. Like, he still tries to put that back on me. I'm causing all these problems. I like stopped answering him after that. My friend literally came over with like a bottle of tequila and was like, let's pack your shit. And I moved out without saying a word.
Good.
And that was probably the worst part because I loved our home so much. Like, there was even a point where I was looking around like, can I deal with this? Yeah. How badly do I want to be out of this? You know? Yeah. But I was just like, the universe so clearly does not want me in this situation. Like, there is no way that this is what the universe wants for me. So I have to just have faith that whatever is on the other side of this man is going to be better.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you were in this relationship with him, like, were you just totally head over heels just in love with this person? Were you like, I don't want to live my life without him? And like, were you like, did you feel like you were obsessed with him in that way?
Oh, I was so in love with him.
Yeah.
And there's also that piece. And because again, I'm sure so many people who hear this will be like, what's wrong with you that you would stay in that situation? Victims of abuse know that it's not that black and white because it's a cycle of abuse and it's
high
mind fuck.
Lows.
And it's like they even convince you that you caused this. Yeah. And so there was a point, and I feel like this is what happens in narcissistic abuse. It's like there's a point where you're so in love, and then there's a point you're like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And you like love this person, but you also hate this person. Yeah. And that's why people say it's so hard to escape a narcissist because you do feel trapped in some way, even though you are choosing to be there. It's like Stockholm syndrome or something. Yeah. But yeah, I was really sad. And of course, like the discard, because like when I first left, I don't like, it's hard to say who broke up with who because I left, but he ended the relationship. Yeah. You know?
He didn't fight for it. He just discarded
No, I mean, he literally was already dating someone else.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. So I'm like, and it's crazy to me because I like being single. So especially getting out of a relationship like that, I'm like, I'm fucking exhausted. I don't want to look at a man. Yeah. I want to be on my own. I want to like recover, be single. Yeah. Come back to center. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine being in a long-term relationship and having not even one day to myself. Like, how crazy is that? Like, you just had this intense relationship for like 3 years and like you're already in the next one. Like,
no, it's just distraction.
Psychotic. Yeah. No, of course. I mean, you're never really in it. These people are never alone.
Oh, yeah. They can't be. Are you kidding? That'd be their personal hell.
When they're with someone in a monogamous situation, there's always another supply somewhere in some form. There's never just one.
I'm sure your nervous system was just fucked.
Shot to death.
Yeah. How did you work on recovering from that as far as just your nervous system and kind of unlearning this type of love?
So one thing that really supported me was plant medicine. So so I did. I've done ayahuasca 5 times.
You brave ass bitch. She has no anxiety, people. Holy shit.
Anxiety fears me. I'm in general not the most anxious person. My anxiety really comes in forms of like, gotta get to the concert early, gotta get a good seat. Like that's no, I feel like it's just been the most powerful way to process emotion.
Wow. I'm jealous. You know, I've never even done mushrooms.
Oh, I highly recommend it.
I ate like a gummy like while I was on vacation, but I feel like I was too drunk for it to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I really recommend the plant medicine in a sacred space, but also I say this so seriously. Anyone who chooses to go down that path, be very, very careful of who you're doing it with. Like, I've only done it with one shaman. I trust him with my life. I trust him with my mother's life. She's done it.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like, she and I have both, I mean, she's the child of Holocaust survivors. Wow. But she also lost, I lost my brother and my dad. That's her son and her husband.
You lost your brother too?
Yeah, in 2013.
Oh my God.
So
girl.
me and my mom have been through it.
You guys are probably like this.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
She, I can't, like, even though we lost the same people, I can't begin to imagine the journey she's on. Because, like, that's not only her baby, but also her life partner. They were together since, they got married in, like, 82. And they were together, obviously, dating before that. So, like, that's most of her life, And so, as far as plant medicine, it's, like, really helped us both.
Yeah.
Before I started, like, my plant medicine journey, I was definitely on all sorts of, like, medication, antidepressants, because processing emotion is, like, a really difficult thing to do if you don't have the tools.
Yeah.
And then, like, in my day-to-day life, as far as regulating my nervous system, yin yoga has saved my life.
Really? Never tried that.
It's restorative, so it's not like a workout.
It's not like a flow.
Yeah. No, but when you leave, you'll be like, wow, I feel so good.
Yeah.
Acupuncture, energy work, and also just, like, therapy. And this sounds cheesy. People say this and they throw it around, but, like, protecting my peace is, like, a non-negotiable.
Right.
Like, nobody gets to infiltrate my peace.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm really quick to cut people off, which, like, in the past, I used to definitely, like, fight for friendships. And now I'm a lot quicker to just be like, listen, it's not working out.
Yeah.
I would stay in relationships way past their expiration.
Yeah.
I just, like, didn't want people to leave. And now I'm like, I'll leave. Yeah. And they're like, wait, this is your house.
Yeah. That's so incredible. And that's honestly inspiring to hear, because I feel like I'm on the kind of like, I like the roller coasters like this, and I'm like going like this with that journey, because I just turned 30 and I feel like, I don't know, dude, something happened to me when I turned 30 that I'm just like, I don't have the energy to deal with chaos anymore. When I used to honestly thrive off of it in a weird way.
Yeah.
It was like embedded into my creative process. I kind of seeked that out in relationships. I mean, I have been the chaos, plenty of times.
Of course.
And now I'm just kind of like, it's not even worth it, because I can tell how much it truly does interfere with my purpose here, and my path. And it's like, I can tell that my brain only has a certain amount of space and energy to give. And if something is taking up too much of that, call me delusional, call me somebody who, doesn't care enough about things, but, like, I just literally compartmentalize and put it aside, because I'm like, I have to put myself first,
1000%. I mean, there's no one that should come before you ever. And what was I going to say? Oh my God, I just drew a blank. Compartmentalizing. I forgot.
I also think compartmentalizing can sound bad. I don't mean like I just
like bypassing.
Yeah, it's more of a like, this is not going to hold more importance than what I'm doing,
Totally. Yeah. And I feel like there was a point in life where I was like, oh, okay, like, I'll sacrifice my whatever right now because I don't want to be a dick. Yeah. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm okay to be a dick.
Right.
If it means like sacrificing my well-being.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Well, we've talked a lot about kind of like, written in the stars and like mystical stuff. And you're obviously, doing this plant medicine journey. And I feel like that brings a lot of spirituality into your life, and
100%.
Kind of just understanding that there's just so much more, I believe, than what we are experiencing here on this earth. Becca had brought up that you have gone to some mediums.
Yeah.
And I just had one of my closest friends pass away this past year.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Andrew. And obviously you've dealt with like so much grief and family members. I can't even imagine that. Like, you fear your parents dying, but if they die suddenly, like, I can't even imagine
it's like
that.
the biggest fear realized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been really, really wanting to go see a medium.
Oh my God, you should.
And I actually want to have a medium on this podcast and do it live.
Oh my God.
So what has your experience been, going to mediums and stuff?
Oh God. So my first experience going to a medium was when my brother died, and I was a kid. I was 21.
Wow.
Which, that's an adult, but it is a kid.
Girl, this stage in life, I'm like, that's a fucking kid,
like
bro.
when we were 21, we're like, we're adults.
No,
and
we
then
know
it's
everything.
Like,
imagine talking to a 20.
No.
I'd be like,
it's so funny too when I think about, not to like go backwards, but when I think about like the pressure that we felt throughout our 20s that like we're supposed to be having like kids and shit. And then I think about myself at like 27, 28, and I'm just like, I didn't know shit about fuck.
Yes.
I didn't know anything. And I was going to be a parent?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that, hot take. I feel like you should wait till your 30s to have kids.
Hot take, agreed with you, girl. Like, I really, especially nowadays, I'm like, let's like wake up to the fact that this societal bullshit that they try to tell you about, oh, you can't have kids. I'll have men try to tell me, well, my dad even, you better start thinking about having kids soon if you really want to have. I'm like, Dad, no.
First of all, these eggs, frozen.
Yes.
Frozen.
Okay.
But no, okay, the other thing is, okay, so going back to my grandma, she had my mom, I'm like looking at these men, 46 years old in 1957. Or no, 58, sorry. My mom was born in 58. So like, I don't want to hear shit about a biological clock. I'm fine.
Ladies, do you hear that? Because that is the truth.
And science has caught up. Like,
oh yeah.
And it is, my grandma lived well into her 90s. I actually, like, and our life expectancy is only getting longer.
Also, I heard an interesting fact that women who wait to have kids in their...
live longer.
Yes.
I heard this too.
In their mid 30s to early 40s, end up living closer to 100.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget why they said that was the case. I think it's just because like you have more pressure to be there for your kids. So you're almost thinking like, how can I stay healthy into my late 50s, 60s?
The chances are that you also, when you had kids, were in a better financial position. You were probably, your nervous system was probably more regulated. Like, because the truth is, I feel like as you get older, it gets easier to be happy. Like, I think about, I was like a manic depressive up until my 30s. Like, I just feel like especially like when I was in college, like I was just always sad. I always felt like I was doing life wrong.
Yep.
And like, I think as you get older, you just like get more comfortable like in your skin.
Yeah, 100%.
And just like existing in the world, you just get more experience. But back to your original question. So when my brother passed away, I was a child. And
she was a child.
And
21, child.
Yeah, too young to have children. And I mean, it was earth-shattering. He passed away from a drug overdose. So it was really sudden, unexpected. And like I never knew pain like that could exist. And I just had no like spiritual anything at that moment. And I never really had to. And I think I sought it out because I was like, I cannot deal with the idea that he's just gone.
Yep.
And, people always love to be like, oh, he's still with you. Prove it, bitch.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Yep.
So I started going to mediums like that were recommended to me. And it was just so comforting because it was the closest thing I could get to a phone call and just like proof that he was with me. And that like, and what was really beautiful is that I felt our relationship had shifted. It didn't end.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, the loss is still guttural to this day. It's really hard. Obviously, it's gotten easier in some ways, but, like, having that relationship with him has definitely made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And that was my healing process when he passed away. I went to so many mediums. Even I went to John Edwards at the Paramount on Long Island, and I got read in front of, like, 1,000 people. So, like, my brother was not playing. He was like, I'm going to show you that I'm here.
Right.
And so then I hadn't gone for a few years, and I went again when my dad passed away. And I go periodically just because, like, now that wound, like, the difference between losing my dad and my brother, like, the grief itself, like, nothing can prepare you even for even having gone through it, because I'm in a different place in my life, but like I'm still just like the loss of this person is brand new and so painful. But when my brother passed away, that gray cloud, it felt like it was never leaving. I was like, how could I ever be happy again?
Yeah.
Because he'll never be here again. And so at least going into my dad's death, I knew that there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I knew that one day I'm going to feel like myself again.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. For people who, like, don't believe in mediums, I always say this. I really do believe that the reason that these people are gifted with this is because grief is so hard for humans to process. And I do believe that God, whatever you want to believe in, the higher power, does give this to certain people on this earth to help us process this grief. Because I think that, you know, without that and without people who do have a slight insight into like what's going on the other side, I think a lot of people would not be able to make it through grief.
That's 100% true. I actually feel that way about musicians too. I feel like, and just people in general with a purpose in life, because I feel like my purpose, and this is a half-baked version of it, but I went through all of these things, and I, like, my EQ, having gone through this, is so, I have such, like, a deep, zoomed out understanding of it. I've gone through it twice, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not even counting the friends I've lost, my grandparents. Like, I'm talking just my immediate family.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, my brother and I were so close. By the way, Jordan Michelle was a tribute to him. His name was Jordan.
Oh, I love that.
So, but yeah, I mean, I just feel like there are some people who just make club bangers, and that there's a need for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, that's just not what I was called here to do. Like, I love making music, and if you want to write a club banger for you, I'm there. Like, let's do it. I think that it's important, but for me, it's like so important to tell my story through music, just because I really like we were saying about the skincare. People ask me all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like people always ask me the very questions that you're asking me. And if I can't go through this and help one other person, what's it all for?
Right. Absolutely. You know? Yeah. Before we move on from the medium stuff, I do just want to ask you, was there anything that, you know, happened during these experiences where you were like, holy fuck, this is real? Like, they knew something that there was no way that they would have known otherwise.
The first one that came to mind, because I've been to so many at this point. This was before I moved to LA. And it might have been the first medium I went to. And I had like kind of started toying around with moving to LA. Mind you, I had a boyfriend for like 2.5 years that I was currently dating who lived on Long Island. And I was toying around with moving to LA, which is crazy considering I'm in a long-term relationship.
Right.
I was not at this point pursuing music. And my brother and I used to go to LA a lot as kids because we had an uncle that lived there. And my brother, for whatever reason, always called it the homeland. He loved California. He loved LA.
I love that.
And she goes, and this next part's controversial, but this is not a political statement. This is literally just what came up. So she goes, he said you're moving to the homelands. Does that mean Israel? Because we're Jewish. And I was like, no. And she goes, you're moving to LA.
I have chills all over.
And I was like, and that was my confirmation. I was like, I guess I'm going.
She said the homeland.
Yeah. And then she said, oh, you're moving to LA. Because they usually,
no, my whole
it's
body
like they're having a conversation with someone who's like, they'll literally stare into a void and they'll talk out loud, you know? And so the fact that she goes, you know, again, there's a lot of Jews on Long Island. She's like, Israel? No. LA. I'm like, wow. Nobody would know that the homeland is fucking LA.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know, like, every person that I've talked to that has gone to a medium, there's always just something where it's like, there's just no way in hell that they would know this. There's no way.
Yeah, 100%. And even, like, I asked the last session I went to, I was like, how do they communicate with me? And she was like, your brother loves, like, signs, license plates, things like that. Mind you, he died when he was 23. I used to see Jordan 23 everywhere. I leave the medium. The first car I see not only has a Michael Jordan sticker, but it literally says JEM 623. JEM is literally his initials tattooed on my finger. 623 is my birthday.
Oh my God.
So I'm like,
that's so cool.
And you know what? Like, if you don't want to believe in it, then don't.
Right.
But like, don't yuck my yum.
No,
and
exactly.
Listen, if it's all fake, if it's all so coincidental that I've been to like 10 mediums at this point and it's always just been so spot on.
Yep.
And then fine.
Yeah.
Like, whatever gets me through.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'd rather live this way, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, and you know, in life in general, like, I'd rather live like a whimsy, delusional, happy life than like a life that's rooted in like disbelief and what's the word I'm looking for? Just like cynicism.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
you know.
Of course. I totally agree with you. Becca also told me that when you hired her, you asked her for her chart.
I did. Wait, that sounds like me. I just don't remember.
Well, I want to let you know that I'm a big astrology girl.
Oh my God.
So I'm dying to know.
We might do like another hour if we go down this road.
Well, I just want to know your big three and I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
What's your big three?
So my rising has been up for debate.
Oh.
Because I've done like Eastern and Western readings.
Okay.
So it's Gemini or Cancer.
I knew you were. Are you for real, Gemini?
No, well, my rising.
Well, but your rising is how people perceive you. So that
perceive me as a Gemini?
As you're talking to me and you're like, what did you say? You said my anxiety comes out with I want to get to the concert early.
You're like, that's
in my
so
head,
Gemini.
I'm like, that's so Gemini.
Wait, what's your rising? We'll go back and forth.
Capricorn.
That checks out too.
Yeah, very hardworking.
Yeah.
So rising is what people like kind of perceive you as, you know, and I feel like I totally give Capricorn.
Okay,
like I'm like a
so
hardworking bitch.
Because
like,
my other rising is also my sun, or other rising. Let's just for shits and giggles just call me a Gemini rising. I'm also a cusp, so I'm the day it changes, which would make my sun a Cancer.
Oh, I love that.
So my birthday's coming up. And then my moon is Aries.
Ooh, okay. My sun is Taurus.
Okay, that also makes sense.
Yeah, and then I have a Scorpio moon.
Okay. I'm actually shocked I don't have Scorpio in my chart.
I was waiting for you to say Scorpio.
You
give so Scorpio.
No, I really do, and I love Scorpios.
Yeah.
As a Cancer, I love Scorpios.
Oh, of course.
But I'm definitely very Cancer. Like, I'm very emotional.
Yeah.
And just all the traits of Cancer, like, I have.
I feel like Cancer is emotional and a little bit soft, and Scorpio is emotional in a very intense way. You know what I mean?
This is the best way I've ever heard it put. Okay, so we have the three water signs: Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. If Cancer is water, Pisces is like a cloud, like vapor, and Scorpio is ice.
Yeah. I'm an ice queen, I think. Yeah.
And I love a Scorpio.
Yeah.
But you gotta crack them.
Oh, yeah. No, my Scorpio moon is the bane of my fucking existence. Like, as grown and mature as I, like, try to be, my Scorpio moon just still,
won't
like,
let you.
Gets me down. Like, I'm like, every man who's ever complained about me, I'm just like.
Blame my Scorpio moon.
I just want them to understand that I have a Scorpio moon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, I'm a tough one.
What would be compatible with, like, a Scorpio moon?
Well, all I know is, like, I tried to date a Scorpio, and that was way too... You know what's crazy? I'm currently dating an Aries.
Oh.
And I really like that for me because I feel like Aries... Like, you have an Aries moon. I mean, you could probably attest to this. It's like... They're like the leader of the zodiac, and I feel like they are really strong-headed, but I do feel like they bring a little bit of, like, grounded reality to, like, my very emotional
1000%.
world. And, like, we be button heads, but, like, I do feel like Aries works well for me in a lot of ways.
Two of my closest friends are Aries, and, like, I can attest, like, they're definitely, like, all of, like, the fiery craziness of the Aries makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But they are also, like, the most, like, routine and just, like, staunch almost.
Staunch is an amazing word to describe an Aries man. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel like my personality type, that's why, like, I would have trouble dating water signs in the past because I almost felt like it was too much emotion.
Yeah.
And even though I'll complain till the day I die that I'm not getting enough emotion, I actually think I kind of need somebody who's less emotional than me.
So it's funny, my current boyfriend is, you know, have you seen that trend that's like my current husband? So
my husband, as of right now,
he's a Cancer as well, and it's actually, well, I've dated water signs before, but this is like in my adult life the first well, actually the first Cancer I've dated, and all the things that people say about Cancer men, I can see it, but I think because I'm also a Cancer, I'm like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, you
mean?
get
like,
it.
Yeah, like anything that could be perceived, and I'm not saying he is this way, but like anything that could be perceived as like an intensity or whatever, I'm like, well, I have that too.
Right. No, for
so
sure.
I'm like, if anything, I'm just glad to be getting it.
Yeah. No, that's me. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm stubborn as hell too. Like with my Aries. You know what I mean? I love that. I could go on forever about that, but
totally.
I won't.
I
but,
also, for the record, I think Tauruses, both men and women, make the best friends. They do.
Well, girl, we're friends now, so
that
like,
makes sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of like cap this off with just like talking about your music career and where you're currently at. I know that you're working on an EP.
I think it's gonna be an album.
Fuck yeah, I'm literally in the same place, just so you know. I literally was writing an EP and I was like, no, this is my album. Like, it's an album.
Wait, that's okay. So basically, I just put out my first EP ever in March. And I mean, I have so much music that I've just like written, whether it's like, you know, obviously the more time goes on, the more you're like, well, I'm just a better writer now. But, you know, I look back and I'm like, with the right production, like these could be sauced up. And so I was kind of like, basically I had these songs that I was like, some of them don't make sense for me anymore, but I still want them to come out. Do I give them away? What do I do with them? And so I actually, last time I was in New York visiting my mom, I was like, Becca, I think I need a day with you. So I shot down to Nashville for a day.
Love.
And so the reverse of this trip, where I was in New York for a day and in Nashville for like over a week. But we listened through every demo I have. And because I was like, maybe we do like, whatever, you know, I'm not going to say anything in case I decide to do it. But we had like 11 songs in this one category. And she was like, well, this feels like a story. And I was like, yeah. And it kind of gave me like a jump off point of like what needs to have a production change, what piece of the story still needs to be written.
Yeah.
And so, but at first I was like, oh, we'll do another EP. Because again, like I'm just such a storyteller. It's really hard for me not to do a body of work. Like I have enough music to like do a single a month and bully the algorithm. Like I just don't feel it in my heart right now. Maybe that'll change. Girl.
Yeah.
You know, but so I was like, we have 11 songs and I still need to write more. So I'm like, I think it's an album.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. Yeah. And my thing too, like right now with creating, I'm almost like this story needs to be told in full.
Yeah.
And I'm almost like not really rushing myself with it. I'm kind of like, I'll know when the story is done and like when I'm, you know.
100%.
And it's so funny going through, you know, everything that I'm kind of writing this album about and all these different feelings and emotions. I'm like, damn, like it's always surprising to me like how many more pieces of the story like I can kind of put in here, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I've never done an album. So,
me either.
Yeah. Oh my wait, this is so exciting for us.
I know. Wait, we need to like bond over this for sure.
1,000%. By the way, when this does come out, I would love to have you back on and we can kind of like dissect.
Please.
Okay. Yes. Perfect.
Well, I'm like, we could do this weekly.
I know. I'm like, girl, come be my co-host.
No, truly.
Wait, so this makes me like want to ask, so you're really like your heart's in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, you know what's so funny? I was having this internal dialogue. I love LA. Okay. And people love to shit on LA.
Yeah.
They love to shit on LA.
I won't shit on it with you right now,
you know
but
what?
I don't love it.
Here's the thing. You don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
But people don't love Nashville either, and I'm the biggest Nashville cheerleader.
And you know, I'm actually so glad this is coming up because, listen, again, first of all, my heart is also in New York. And like, I'm so blessed that I get to call, in my opinion, two of the greatest cities not the greatest, but two of the most amazing places on earth home.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool. And
Absolutely.
They're both so special for such different reasons. And I hate when people are like, you have to shit on one or the other, because there's really shitty parts of both.
Yeah, yeah.
And as far as like Nashville, I love visiting. I've never felt the call to live here.
Yeah.
But I love coming here. I mean, I come here probably 3 or 4 times a year. Always for at least a week.
Yeah.
Except for the last time when I was here for a day. But for now, my heart is in LA. I love my life there.
Yeah.
I think, and I mean, like, it could use a facelift, but like, I just feel since I was a kid, it's been such a special place for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Nashville's like my homeland.
Yeah.
So I totally.
love that. Wait, how long have you been here?
I've been here 10 years.
Oh my God.
I moved here when I was 19.
Wait, so 2014.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so crazy because I moved to LA in 2014.
We have a lot of weird parallels.
We do. And so this is my 12th year in LA. Unless you count the year that I moved back to New York, but I don't because I was back and forth still. But
I guess have I been there longer?
Well, no, but I'm also 2 years older than you.
Okay, yeah. Because I moved here, maybe 2015 I moved here.
It was end of 2014.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So wild. Yeah, I feel like I totally see why, LA is also an awesome option, especially for what we do. And New York, I definitely want to dive into one day, I think.
We should go.
I would
Let's just go have a day,
Oh my God, and you and Becca should go and we can write it off.
There we go.
Right off, baby. Okay, I do want to ask you some rapid fire questions and then we'll cap it off.
Okay.
Your mom is a dermatologist.
Yes.
Give us your number one beauty treatment right now. Number one.
Sunscreen.
Okay, I do that. I need one that I don't do.
Do you take off your makeup every night?
Of course.
Okay, by the way, I'm keeping it simple.
I'm a Taurus, babe.
Yeah, okay.
So I do a lot.
I will be hammered and I won't sleep in my makeup.
Okay, you know what? I will be hammered and sleep in my
it's
fucking makeup.
non-negotiable.
I got a sty the other night for doing that exact thing.
Number one beauty treatment, aside from Botox, because again, Botox, you got to work that. I actually just had this thing called the Vi Peel a few months ago.
Okay.
And I peeled like a snake and I looked brand new underneath. So
Love.
if we're
Vi
going
Peel.
treatments, it's VI Peel.
Okay.
So good.
Okay, I love that. Would you rather write songs by yourself or with other people?
This is a double-edged sword. I love both. I like writing with other people only because sometimes I feel like I go in so many different directions and I need someone to rein me back in.
Got it.
But then sometimes some people will be so spitting out ideas so fast that I can't hear myself think, and I'm I need to get the download first to
right.
You know what I mean? So somewhere in the middle, but
yeah.
I like collaborating a lot as long as I'm given the room to hear myself think.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Okay, let me ask this one. Alcohol or let's just call it plant medicine? Are you more
okay, if I'm going out, I will never do mushrooms. I'm never taking mushrooms and going to the bar. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So to me, for my life, if I had to pick one, it would be plant medicine because it's more beneficial. Alcohol's not good for you.
Yeah.
But to party, alcohol.
Okay.
100%.
Love that. And then you said, your day-to-day life, you love it in LA. Give us your day-to-day in LA. What is it like?
Okay. So let's say I have a session.
Okay.
Wake up in the morning. Love a slow morning. I don't want to start a session before 1.
Period. Honestly, 2 for me.
So wake up at 7, lay there for a little bit, wake up, go get a workout. Kind of do my emails. Then go to the session. I'm a very social person, so I'll usually go have dinner with somebody.
I think that's so important.
Going out to eat is my love language.
Me too.
And I really hate to cook. And it's not even from a bougie place. It's I hate the mess. I hate cleaning. But my boyfriend really likes to cook, so he cooks a lot.
Fire.
It's not, but again, I just prefer eating out. I love it.
I know the whole experience. Like I said, my sign. That is my
The doctor
thing.
asked me how often I eat out, and I was I don't know, 5 to 6 days a week, whether it's Chipotle or whether it's a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he was okay, that's a lot. And I was
you're but look at me.
I'm
stunning. It's fine.
I'm fine.
Right. Yeah. No, I just walk more the next day.
Yeah. Honestly, there's got to be a vitamin for this.
Yeah. No, that I totally feel that. I really feel as a girl, going out to eat with your friends is just so good for your nervous system.
There's nothing better. That was the main thing I missed during COVID was just
oh yeah.
I want a martini that I didn't make.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I want just a crisp, a tuna tartare.
I was gonna say literally a crispy rice, with tuna. Yeah. Have you been to Oku here?
No.
Oh my God. How long are you here for?
For a while, till the 19th. Should we go to dinner?
We're going to dinner.
Yeah, we got to dinner.
We're going to Oku.
Okay.
Because I'm going to show you the best restaurant in the city.
We'll coordinate schedules when I have my calendar.
Amazing. And then my last question for you is, what is your favorite song on this project that you're creating, and what is it about?
The one I'm creating.
Like this current album.
It's not done.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's not done.
Okay, give us your favorite song that's currently out so people can go listen to it.
My knee jerk is this song called Monster.
Okay. Which you've used that term a couple times today.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the project I put out is more like pop rock leaning. This next one's like a little more like dark pop rock leaning.
Girl, that's my vibe.
Oh my God, we have so much to talk about. So the what I like and Monster on that project is the most similar to what I'm gonna be leaning into for this next project.
Got it.
But it's also like had a really great response with the audience, which is so special.
Yeah.
And it's like in a way that it hasn't happened for me yet.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can relate to this, like actually when people connect to the art that you make, like that's what it's all about.
Oh.
It's like, wow, like this thing that I made you feel anything?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I guess I'm on the right track. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, that makes me so happy. Even if it's one person, I'm like, I love my fan.
Yeah. Yes. Amen. I love my fan. Yeah. Yep. Oh my God. I love that. All right. Everybody go stream Monster because it's out. And I'm like, so like, we're friends. Like,
yeah.
We locked
oh my
in,
God,
girl.
no.
Also, I already know, like, if I get told I look like Megan Fox, you must get it all the fucking time with your blue eyes.
It never gets old.
Dark. No, I'm like.
And you always gotta be like, no, but like.
No, literally, you're like, stop.
Well, because like also like it's Megan Fox.
Like, don't even. Like,
yeah, like I don't want to flatter myself.
Yeah, don't offend her, please.
I also don't want you to think that I think I look like Megan Fox.
Well, it's like anytime someone says it to me, because I'm genuinely like, guys, it's literally just because I have black hair.
Blind.
I always
don't want that.
I'm like, you're not going to catch me dead being Chelsea from Love is Blind, being like,
No.
I do. But like, thank you guys.
do.
You know, any dark haired baddie, I feel like, is like,
Yeah.
hey, we'll take it.
It's the archetype.
Yeah, we'll take it. She's our dark queen.
I love that for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, this has been such an amazing episode. I seriously feel like I could talk to you forever.
I know we really could.
You're going to come back. What's her name?
100%.
She will be back. Don't forget her name. All right, it's What's Her Name. Look her up on socials. Can you plug yourself really quick?
Yes, it's at What's Her Name on pretty much everything.
Love it. And we're so excited to hear this new project.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for
Thanks
listening.
for having me.
Of course. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this amazing episode of The Green Room. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment about what part you liked the best. And I'm so excited to be able to introduce you to amazing people like What's Her Name. I get as much joy out of doing this and having these conversations as I hope you guys get listening. So shout out to my Step In podcast team today. Woo. Kayla, thank you so much. Literally came in because our dude Adam, who normally sets everything up, he was out of town enjoying some family vacation time. So thank you guys so much for coming out and doing this. And I'll see you guys next week in the next episode.
Yay.
That's a wrap.